The UN's Atomic Energy Agency says it's ready to send a team of experts to the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant in Ukraine in the coming days. But there's no agreement yet on how to reach the site. President Zelenskyy warned overnight that the situation at the plant is still, quote, precarious and dangerous. The power station was temporarily knocked off the grid this week, causing regional blackouts. Nuclear experts fear that fighting around the plant risks a radioactive catastrophe. Russian forces took control of the facility in early March.
The risk of a nuclear disaster in Europe has been looming large for weeks. Ukraine says it was narrowly avoided on Thursday.
If the diesel generators didn't turn on, if after the blackout the automatic systems and the personnel didn't start working, we would have to face the consequences of a radiation accident. Russia has put Ukrainians as well as all Europeans one step away from radiation disaster.
There has been growing concern about fighting near the power plant. On Thursday, fires, visible here on satellite imagery, knocked out its last external power line. The electricity it supplied was used for cooling and safety systems at the nuclear power plant. Ukraine has blamed Russian forces for starting the fires. Russia says they were sparked by Ukrainian shelling. Kyiv residents worry the danger has not been averted.
I think every sane person is afraid now. Everyone is afraid. Knowing our neighbor, knowing what it is capable of, we understand that there can be different consequences of what is happening there now. That is why everyone is afraid. We are not worried about blackouts, but that the ecological situation may change.
Of course, everyone is afraid. The entire world is afraid. I really want the situation to become peaceful again. I want inspectors to finally reach the plant. I want the power shortages to be overcome and additional facilities to be operational. I want all of us to live in a safe world.
Inspectors from the UN nuclear watchdog are planning to visit the power station, which is held by Russian forces. They're waiting to be granted access.
DW correspondent Matthias Berlinger is in Kyiv. Matthias, Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station has been reconnected to the grid, but we understand the situation remains volatile. What's the latest?
Yeah, that's what we are hearing. The problem is that we don't really know what things look like at the power plant itself, except for some news that reached the Ukrainian Atomic Energy Authority via some people inside the plant who might contact people they know, former or their superiors who are at the Ukrainian side, but we don't have the full picture. What we understand is that things are quite chaotic in parts of the plant, that a lot of military equipment is stationed there, and that shelling has been going on for several days, even weeks now, and all this, of course, enhances the risk of some accident at that site.
Quite chaotic. What are the prospects of inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency soon getting access to the plant?
Well, it seems that there has been a basic agreement on them traveling from Ukrainian territory over the front line to that site, but at the moment they can't go. We are hearing from the Ukrainian side and from the IAEA that, and also from the Russian side, that the Russian side says it's not secure to travel there yet. They haven't agreed on some security measures yet. The Ukrainians are accusing the Russians of delaying this mission. But when it could happen is something that we can't foresee right now. The IAEA is ready, and we are waiting for them to go.
Matthias, there's also the question of energy supplies. Zaporizhzhia is an important power source for Ukraine. What would it mean for the country if it lost the plant?
So this is the biggest power plant in Europe, the biggest nuclear power plant in Europe, and it is a crucial supplier of Ukrainian energy. However, Ukraine has 3 more atomic energy stations, and Ukraine has had an electricity surplus. It has been exporting electricity. The Ukrainian grid is connected to the European grids. So in the case that this power plant, which is also already operating not at full capacity, there are 2 reactors out of 6 working right now, that if these 2 reactors would be shut down, there would be shortages certainly in some areas of Ukraine, those areas that are supplied by this power plant directly, but there would be possibilities to import electricity via these same channels where Ukraine has been exporting energy before.
That's Matthias Berlinger. Many, many thanks. Russia has blocked a final declaration on the UN's main nuclear treaty after a month-long conference on disarmament. The Russian delegation criticized the draft statement as political and unbalanced. The document included a statement of grave concern about fighting around Ukraine nuclear sites without naming Russia specifically. Other nations expressed disappointment, saying that Russia was undermining international peace.